What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. How y'all doing, man? Nah, I'm saying, as you can see from the title, damn, this is gonna be very interesting and sad at the same time. What's happening with COVID-19 in Vietnam? COVID-19 has been a big disease that's killing a lot of people. And I was looking around and I was like, how are they dealing with COVID-19? Are they losing a lot of people? I always wanted to know. So I found this video and we're about to check it out. So if you're new to the channel, say to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep sharing the videos, keep liking. Do your thing, man. Nah, Sam, you're doing great. I love y'all. And let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
In terms of COVID-19, Vietnam is doing better than anyone had any right to expect. It's a developing country of almost 100 million people with a border with China, and they're already moving into the reopening phase where the rest of the world is trying to get. When you look at the comparison of the US and Vietnam, it's really quite shocking. The two countries in the early days of the outbreak were moving in lockstep. The US reported its first case on January 21st. The first case in Vietnam was 2 days later. And yet you roll the tape forward to today. The U.S., a country of about 3 times Vietnam's population, has 100,000 deaths and nearly 2 million confirmed cases.
The United States is crazy.
3,000 cases per million. Vietnam has.
I'm proud that Vietnam is doing great. That's 300 cases. That's pretty good, man.
And so far, 0 deaths.
And 0 deaths. That's good.
Vietnam responded very aggressively to the early signs of an outbreak in Wuhan. There's a lot of evidence that the Vietnamese didn't trust the early numbers coming out of China. They had seen this with SARS, they saw it with avian influenza. They assumed that this was going to be worse than Beijing was reporting. They moved very early to suspend travel with China. They began very vigorous contact tracing of anybody who had symptoms and quarantining all the people, not just who had symptoms, but all the people they had come in contact with, in a way that a lot of other countries were very hesitant to do. One of the things that became clear early on was that there was an enormous amount of trust from most of the public in what was coming out of the official media in Vietnam. Vietnam's government, despite being a one-party authoritarian state, was quite open and transparent when it came to the disease. It talked about the numbers in a very real way. There's every indication that those are to be believed, and the public knew it. So when it said that areas needed to be quarantined, there was very little pushback. When you compare that to what you see, not just in the US, but in Europe and even in other countries in Asia, it's remarkable how willing the public was to go along with the advice they were being given and how trusting they were in it. Now, the other piece of this, of course, is that Vietnam does have apparatus of state security institutions and a very light involvement here from the army that helped a lot of this succeed. This infrastructure doesn't exist in places like the United States. Contact tracing in the United States is much harder. Vietnam could rely on pre-existing structures of the state that are used for surveillance in order to switch those easily into contact tracing. Over the long term, it's unclear just how much this is going to benefit Vietnam, but it is certainly going to accelerate the move of a lot of foreign manufacturing companies, US, European, Japanese, out of China. That was already taking place, both because of rising wages in China and frustration with the way business operates in China, and of course the trade war that the Trump administration has launched.
I don't like Trump.
The COVID-19 pandemic.
I don't know about y'all, but I really don't like
Vietnam
Trump.
is the #1 place that a lot of those companies are going to be looking to go.
Pause, man. Not saying that was the video. Not saying I'm very happy that Vietnam is doing really good, man. Hopefully y'all are safe out there. We're safe over here too. Over here in Canada, we're pretty safe. We're doing great. Staying safe. Wearing y'all mask. Wearing the mask is really helping. Washing your hands. Make sure y'all do wash your hands every single day. Follow the rules. And stay safe, man. Stay home. Stay in quarantine. Stay in isolation. FaceTime your friends if you miss them. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I hope everybody's safe, man. But if you're new to the channel, let's go and share, man. 14K will come. There's nobody around it. We're growing so fast. I love y'all. Let's keep growing like this. Now I'm saying, let's reach 1 million. Now I'm saying, 1 million views. I know we can do that, but I need everybody to keep sharing the videos. And please make sure to follow me on my Instagram at JustOfficial2Ls. It's very important to do that. I love y'all, and I'm out.